anyone wondering, I use a pretty budget setup. I got this tripod for probably, I think it was for like $4 off eBay from China, but I just use it for, it holds my phone, which is my camera right now. Sure, I wish I had a GoPro and all that stuff, but it costs money. So you just gotta work with what you've got. And the problem with this is when it holds the camera, this little joint right here is way too loose. The camera just, the weight of the phone just flops that around. Everything else so far seems pretty sturdy. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to fix the wobbly tripod. I'm actually just going to use hot glue and just lay hot glue all through around that just to make this pretty much one solid joint. And I may have to do that because it may just translate down to the next weakest link. So I may have to do that again down here, but that joint seems a little more solid. So we're going to see what that hot glue does, see if that helps stabilize it, to help improve, make it a little easier to do these. And kind of the irony of trying to make a video about repairing your tripod is that you don't have a tripod to hold your camera on. So I wasn't able to show you guys me doing it, but I put that in there and I kind of spread it around. We'll see as it dries. It may be too soft in the end, but it might be just enough to hold it up there. Anyways, we're going to let that dry and see what happens. It's definitely better, but as I suspected, it's simply translated down to the next link. So I'm actually going to have to go and put another, another band of hot glue down there. And hopefully that'll help it just translate into these and it'll be able to spread out and be sturdier. So we're going to do this again. Okay, so there's that second piece, band in there. Again, letting that cool and dry, but seems like it'll definitely help. It may not be perfect, but like I said, it should definitely help. It'll just help keep things sturdier because this tripod, like I said, it was only $3 or $4 on Amazon from China, and it works well enough in terms of just being steady like that if nothing's moving. But if you try to have too much of an angle on it, the weight of the phone or camera would, make it bend and fall down. And as I'm trying to do more of these mobile vlogs, trying to strap it into my car and other places like that, I need more stability from it. So hopefully I'll be able to make this work. As I understand, this is completely budget. I know I'm recording these on a Galaxy S6. I'd love to have a GoPro. I'd love to have a real tripod. And I'm hoping that if I can get these vlogs to take off, I'll be able to get those items to upgrade. But for now, I'm keeping it budget, just using what you got. Because that's important when you're trying to do things, is sometimes you can get caught up in, oh, well, I need this, or I need access to that, or I need the best this, or the best that. And sometimes you just got to work with what you've got. And, that works with fitness in your life. There's plenty of, if you don't have access to a gym, plenty of things you can do. So I'm going to keep working on this, trying to do my best to make things work, and hopefully we'll be able to continue on. Alright, so here we are. It's both dried. I've got my old phone as a mock-up here. As you can see, it's not bending over. It maybe just a little bit, and so definitely it's not perfect, but it is going to be a vast improvement, so we'll give this a shot. Still a little bit of wobble, but like I said, the main thing was trying to brace it in certain positions to keep it from leaning and falling over. So looks like so far this is a success. I'll give it a shot later today. It's actually it looks like a nice day out there, but it's actually raining. Got caught up in the rain taking the dog for a walk earlier, so don't know how much I'm going to get done today, but I'll definitely be bringing you along for the ride. So I got my tripod all set up. Of course, the downside is it's a little harder to level because those top joints are sealed, but it's not near as wobbly and it's able to support itself. So I'm going to go ahead and make another batch of non-dairy milk that I'm experimenting with. This is a recipe a friend of mine gave me, and it uses oats. I've got 1 cup of steel cut oats here. I soaked them. They've been soaking for a couple hours now. You can soak them even overnight. I rinsed them off through a strainer just to get any of that, kind of slimy protein that tends to develop on them as they soak. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. Starting with 4 cups of water, I'm probably going to add a little more than that. Yeah, I'm going to add 2 more cups. Alright, so that brings us to 6 cups of water that I'm going to add to this. And then I'm gonna blend this here for a quick 10 seconds. All right, so got that blended up. Now we're gonna move over to the sink. I'm gonna strain and press everything, and I'll show you the rest. All right, so I'm here with the sink, and I've got just a mesh strainer, bought it at Walmart. Bring that in a little close. I prefer this to be just a little finer than this, but it seems like it does the job. Because this, unlike the rice milk, this definitely, you can already see it. It leaves a lot of sediment in there. So we're gonna need to filter that out, but I still save that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start straining it in there. I didn't catch that much at first, but that's okay. And then anything that did slip through, you just pour it nice and slow. Pour it nice and slow. You can see there's a little bit of that sediment and stuff in there. So that just saves that. So let me try to make sure I get my angles right. So we're gonna pour this in again. Alright, now that time I definitely got more sediment in there, so we're just going to go ahead and kind of press it with this spatula here. Just kind of get any liquid out of there. And then, let's take a little Tupperware. Scrape this off. All this, because this is just oats. So what I use this for is if you like, if you wanted something like grits, or I use it to make oatmeal for my son just because it's a little finer texture because it's been ground up. And again, just pour it slowly. There will be a little bit of sediment in there, but sometimes you need a little bit of that texture and sediment in there. So one more shot, and this one's going to be mostly oats, so I'm not going to get much milk out of this, but I will get the rest of that, oats, the rest of the sediments in there. So you can see I'm just draining a little bit of the rest out of there. Just keep working it around until it stops draining, and then got this nice bit of oatmeal, basically grits. You hear my son in the background. He's adjusting to a new nap schedule. He's not very happy about it. And we just take this, pour it right in there. The rest of that is just, sediments. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that out. This just cleans right up. Alright, and then finally, just to sweeten it up, because it is just oats and water, so it tastes like oats and water, I add 2 tablespoons of agave to this. And for the most part, I use this with oatmeal, and so I don't need to add any more sweetener to my oatmeal when I make this. I'm going to start using it with my other recipes. Just shake that up. You can see the sediments and agave settle in there. Now I refrigerate it, and just whenever you refrigerate it, be sure to shake it up and mix it up before you use it, because what's in there does settle. Alright, thanks for coming along with me today, guys. That's all I have time for right now. I will be making some cooking videos for dinner in a few days, but those take a little extra time to set up, and I just run out of time today. But I appreciate the comments that I've gotten on a couple of videos so far. If you've made any videos or run a channel, you know that sometimes that spam filter starts kicking comments back that you want to approve, and it's just not letting me approve some of those comments or reply even to some comments. So I apologize for that, but again, keep the comments coming, and I look forward to seeing you guys over the next few days.